Mr. Chairman, distinguished educationist in the panel and in this audience. I am of course the odd man out here. All are academics, educators. I am a career diplomat of the Sri Lankan Foreign Service. I studied mathematics at Peradeniya University, maths honors, taught mathematics for one and a half years, then joined the Foreign Service in 1980, and since then I have been traveling the world. I have served in many countries several times, ambassador several places. I don't want to go into that. I just want to give that background because I'm going to speak a little differently because I cannot match this wisdom. And I use the word wisdom because I'm going to come back to that. I want to share some thoughts with you because you have future of India, South Asia is in your hands, the educators. If you fail, we fail. And in fact, we have to accept that we have not been able to keep up the glory of the past of our region. We talk about the past in great terms, Ashoka, Buddha, all that. But at present, we are second class. We have to accept that. But our children, your children, when they go to the Western countries, they become first class. How come that happened? Have you ever asked this question from yourself? I asked that. My child is also in US. Now, something is going wrong here because innovation is the key for development. Difference between our part of the world and the Western world, which is developed, is only one issue. One is social responsibility, which is, of course, another matter that's the subject of discussion here. There's another key, innovation, innovative minds. Madam talk about 2030 being India's superpower. We talk about his Asian century. That's all fine. Those are aspirations. But can we get there? How many innovations we do here? Half of what we are talking about is we copy from what is innovated from the West. From our own children innovate there. Our own children innovate there, not anybody else. They go there, they innovate. You give them basic training. And then they go, they become very good. But why can't they do it here? Is it, what's the issue here? Of course, education has two elements. Education is basically knowledge. You give information, give knowledge. But knowledge is not enough to innovate. You need wisdom. Wisdom. Think. We had that. This is not only for technologies. Philosophy. We had great thinkers, Buddha, a lot of others. If you look at Vedas, what are they? Those are great thinkers of the time. Do we have great thinkers now who can match the thinking that coming from the West? That means we have whatever we have, the DNA, that DNA we still carry. That doesn't change. But today, we have not been able to keep up or to create that little tweak our system in such a manner that we create great minds, innovators who can do it at home. And I was wondering why. Sometimes I have found in my own profession, some colleagues with a lot of paper qualifications, but they just can't deliver. They don't have the capacity, their thinking capacity is not there to do something well, think through and come up with some solutions. Lot of paper qualifications. Some of them have PhDs even. But when you ask them to do a simple thing, they cannot come up with a solution. So I'm wondering what's happening. Now, I don't have answers. Answers will be you two, and then with this distinguished gentleman here. But I want to just to give you some of my reasoning, what is going wrong. I think British have impowered us on us. I'm sorry to bring that because nothing wrong with British as such. But we have started kind of a hierarchical system, to obey a hierarchical system that does not recognize merit, the ability. We don't recognize, we don't give the right place for those who can think outside the box and come up with great ideas. If somebody thinks outside the box, he's But if in the hierarchy he's in the middle or lower, he's kicked out sometimes. Now, that culture, from where it came to us, I don't know. I'm talking of Sri Lanka, India, we are same. We are no better, we are worse than you actually, Sri Lanka. Because at least you have, your education is kind of opened up. You have private universities, the government universities are competing. Ours, as a social right, our people demand education is government, it must be free. Of course, free, 96% literacy rate we have achieved, like 96 literacy. But quality, very poor. Quality, we don't have Nobel laureates, we don't have real innovators. We play good cricket because they are playing, they get the freedom to play. They are free, they are freedom. I think what is missing here is we must encourage free thinkers. We must encourage wisdom, growing the wisdom. We have to find ways of imparting wisdom to our children. I don't know how to do it, but I'm just telling you this, just teaching them, giving them, imparting knowledge only will not create that innovative society that we need, that can challenge and take us to the Asian century. And if we don't do that, if we just keep on producing large numbers without that required quality, we are not going to be, this century is not going to be Asian century. Dr. Rajkumar said many things that I want to say, so I can just cut down on that. But one issue that I may not exactly agree with you with regard to China, I feel, this is of course a political statement, but I am with educators, you're not going to quote me. Unless China frees up its system, like US has done with their elite Ivy League universities. Ivy League universities are not only nice buildings, nice research facilities, it's very free environment for people to think and prosper. Unless they do that, they're not going to get there. So I think India has all that within you. But we must learn to free ourselves and get our politicians also to get them free, and children, our children, to let them, we should teach them to think freely, come up with ideas, and encourage those who innovate, those who think outside the box, who can come up with solutions to our issues. So I am a great believer in next century being our century. My generation has failed, but I still have the hope in some of the young academics who are here. I believe they will do it better and let me have my pension when I retire. Thank you.